Good morning, my friends. What up? Hey, we know what time it is. It's definitely time for a cup of coffee. What do you think? It's also an absolutely spectacular morning out here. As you can tell, the ocean is beautiful, the sky's clear, blue. Wow, what a day. What a day. Thank you, God, for another day. I've been gifted one more day. I asked you a question this morning. What's the difference between success and failure? You know, many times we think of success and failure as polar opposites of each other. Somebody is really successful, and somebody is, maybe not so successful, and it looks like they went opposite directions. But the fact is, they didn't go opposite directions. They went the same direction. It's the person who was successful frequently just went a tiny little bit farther, a tiny little bit, a minuscule little bit. The difference between success and failure is minuscule. And in fact, success and failure. Hi, Lyle. Good morning. Success and failure are on the same. They're on the same curve. They go hand in hand. They work together. No one succeeds without also failing. No one learns to walk without falling down multiple times. The difference is getting back up. How many times did you fall? Hopefully you got up one more time than you fell. You know, if you look at baseball players, the, the guy that makes the big money versus the guy that's so sort of mediocre, maybe one extra hit a week. If you look at racehorses, the racehorse that makes $1 million won the race by a nose. The second place purse was a tenth of the first place purse. And so you would think, well, the second place horse was 10 times worse. The leader, the one who won, was 10 times better than the second place. No, it was better by a nose, by a fraction, by a teeny tiny little bit, by a very small percentage. In sports like the 100-yard dash, you know, the total spread from the first place to the last place might be only a tenth of a second. So does that make the last place person significantly worse than the first place person? No, it's a fraction. It's a tiny little bit. So what's the point of all this? If you're not getting what you want out of life, it may be that you just have to have a tiny little bit more, a little edge, just a push, just a scotch, just a touch more. Maybe a little effort, a little extra effort. Maybe one extra phone call. Maybe one extra blog post. Maybe one extra ad. Maybe whatever you're doing. The difference between success and failure is really very, very small. In many cases, almost imperceptible. So, if you're not getting what you want, the success you want, look at someone who is getting what you want and ask yourself, is that person 10 times better than me? 5 times better than me? 2 times better than me? Or are they maybe 1 or 2% better than me? Jeff Olson's book, The Slight Edge, really great read about the difference between winning and losing. The slight edge. So, once again, if you look at your life and you say, it's not what I want, and you look at somebody who has what you want, and ask yourself, what's the difference? It's almost imperceptible. It's almost immeasurable. It's a slight edge. And I'm not using Jeff Olson's the name of his book in that sentence, but it really is just a slight edge, a little bit, a tiny scotch, just a little bit. And then we have to look inside ourselves and find out why we're letting someone have a slight edge. Because we could do the same thing, and we know we can. It's often been said that if we would just do what we know how to do, we would have what we want to have. Hey, that's all for today. I hope you're going to have a wonderful day as usual. I intend to be happy. I hope you do too. It's a choice. And remember, be compassion. The world needs a whole lot more of that. We'll talk again tomorrow. Bye for now.